All right, 4th and 5. So the question I know a lot of y'all want to know, what happened from the first half to the second half? And what you're about to watch, it's gonna answer all of your questions. And I could sit here all day and tell you all the great things I saw on tape, which I did see a lot of great things, but I think y'all would rather me tell you why we lost the football game. And that's exactly what's going to happen here today. So let's get the obvious out of the way. We already know this, the muffed punt. We get that. A lot of dropped or bad snaps, depending on how you want to look at it. As far as defense is concerned, because I'm going to focus more on the offense, it's simple. No pressure up front from our front four. It is what it is. You got to have more pressure. I get that offensive line that is experienced and one of the best in the country last year, and they are good, but still zero pressure. And then pass interference calls, just too many of them. It's simple. And personal foul, can't have it, especially in that crunch time of a situation. So that's there as for defense and obvious. So now let's just get to the offensive side of the ball. First half, great. And so this is the biggest difference of what I saw, specifically what Oklahoma State did to try to prevent and stop Taylor Green. So to me, it kind of looked like they were going to put Taylor in a situation where we're just only going to rush 3 drop backs so we have people to maybe spy him and make him throw the football. I'm going to tell you why they were wrong in there here just a second and how they figured it out. So let's pick up here on this 3rd and 6. You can see right now they're only rushing 3. Easy for Taylor to plant his feet with no pressure in his face and make an easy decision. It just kept going. 1st and 10, only rushing 3, giving him time. He's very comfortable when he has time and no pressure to get the ball to where it needs to be. He's talented. He has the arm to do that. Another one right here. 2nd and 12. It's an easy throw and catch. So now how do they combat that? Well, they finally started to try to bring pressure, but I think they saw something on tape, and I'm going to show you exactly what they saw right here. So you can see they finally brought pressure from deep. Taylor gets out of the pocket, makes some big-time plays. But now if you go back a little bit, I want you to pay attention to this because this is going to pop up. And, coaches see this, and I guess Oklahoma State did a really good job relaying information from the field to the sideline. You see our running back right here, Hill. You see how he is kind of hesitant in getting out. He chips right there on the D end, but you can see right here, he's like, uh-oh, his responsibility was supposed to be that safety coming from deep. That lets you know that the running back is involved in pass protection when pressure is coming. The blitz just came so late. I don't think that he saw it in time, and I think the Oklahoma State defense, they kind of said, we got something here. I'm gonna show you how they combated that here in the second half, but let's keep the tape rolling. So that's how they tried to stop him when it came to throwing the ball. That's in the first half. Now the rushing attack was awesome. You see all these great running plays right here. You see one right here by Jackson, and I can just keep rolling these all day long. But before I show you the next one, and they're all great plays, I want you to pay attention to something. I don't know if this is so much great blocking up front or great running from Jackson and poor play from the second level of Oklahoma State. Look at the point of attack right here. Not blocked very well at all. Look at that. 2 guys running into each other. There's nowhere to go. I think the second level of the defense, they just did a very poor job of being not patient enough and flowing too heavy over the top, leaving that cutback. You can see it right here. Jaquindon Jackson sees that cutback. He is there. As we take a look at this next big gain, which I thought, looking at it live, I was thinking great blocking. Look at the front side right here. Another one. Carmona completely whiffed his guy. There's nowhere to go. Linebackers, though, for Oklahoma State, just flowing a little too heavy towards the direction of the run, and that backside run was there all day long. And like I said, all these look like great blocks, and another one right here. Look at the front side, completely whiffing again. Like I said, I didn't see this live, so that's why it's so important sometimes to go back and watch tape before a lot of people give opinions. This is just poor front side blocking, but just the linebacker, as you can see right here, once again, he's just flowing way too heavy. Now, you're going to see the adjustment that they made in the second half is they said, hey, we're great front side. We got to make sure we take away that backside cut. And that's exactly what they did. That was the biggest difference in the rushing attack in the first and second half. So adjustments were just the biggest thing that was stood out to me from first half to second half. And I'll show you more of that. I'm telling you, what I'm about to show you on tape, it's tough to watch. So many mental mistakes. I would not want to be one of those players watching tape. the very next day after that game. All right, here we go. Let's pick up in a 3rd and 6 right here. And I'm kind of going to get into the area of being a little bit nitpicky. But as I've said before, we can sit here and praise Taylon Green all day. Oh, he did some amazing things on tape. It's those things that are going to keep you in the game in SEC play. It's these little things that I'm about to point out that separate you from making it to overtime or winning the football game. I know it's so small the details, but I'm telling you, if you want to get to the next level, these details matter and you have to hit them. So let's go ahead and pick up here on this 3rd and 6. It's just going to be a slant route. It's blocked great. And I also want to add, too, before I kind of move forward, because I'm going to bring it up again, look at your running back involved in the pass protection. All right, so that left tackle, he understands he has that guy up front. The running back's going to get that guy blitzing. And the only reason I'm saying that because what I'm about to show you here a little bit later, it's like they completely forgot how to do what they're supposed to do. But let's get focused on this slant right here. This is one I think if Taylon can lead Isaiah Satania. See how Isaiah has to come back to the ball? It's thrown behind him. This dude has so much speed. If he catches him in stride, look at this. This DB's back's turned. There's no way that DB's catching him. If he catches this in stride, there is no telling what happens in that play. He could potentially go for a touchdown. Let's pick up another one right here. Do I even have to say anything on this one? Perfect play call. That's a tough one. We'll go ahead and move forward. I won't make y'all relive that one. All right, here is one. This is going to be to Isaiah Satania again. Once again, a great completion on 1st and 10. Everybody's pumped up. I just think we could have got a lot more out of that play as we kind of roll back. Let's get to the beginning of this. This is going to be when the ball needs to come out. Look at Isaiah. He's going to be over there in the slot, runs a great route. He hits him right there, but the good thing about him, he doesn't go directly to the corner. He pushes vertical again and then sticks right there. The ball needs to already be in the air. He holds these things too long. He likes to see the play develop. He needs to understand, okay, my outside receiver is running him off. Isaiah did a perfect route right here with the corner with the stem and completely beat that guy. The ball needs to be out now. But you can see, so he holds it. Just imagine if Isaiah has the ball in his hands right now, right before the 50, puts it on a rope right in his hands. I believe he turns up and he beats that safety. I really do. I think he has that type of playmaking ability. Here's another one right here, 3rd and 4. This is going to be a slant route to Armstrong. You see right here, pass protection is good. And you're going to see Armstrong right there. See that? Ball needs to be out right now. Wait a little bit. Gets it to him as he's falling down. If he catches him in stride, this is another one. I've seen this happen plenty of times in college football. He can split those two, and he's going to the house. So like I said, great completion. You get the first down, and I know people say, DJ, give him. It's these little things that make the biggest difference. I'm telling you, and I think he has the ability to do so. He has to get to it. He still has a lot to show. Those are game-changing plays, no doubt about it. All right, let's go ahead and pick up. This is another big one right here, y'all. Actually, it will be the play after this. This one's to Luke has right there in the seam. This goes for a touchdown. This is how nitpicky I'm being today. This one goes for a touchdown. It just happens to be that the safety's out of place. It was poor defense by that linebacker who's supposed to be carrying Luke, but you can see the ball's thrown behind him. If this is a much tighter window, game's on the line, there's not a bust in the defense, I believe throwing that ball behind him probably gets you tackled and not in the end zone. Luckily, there was a bust on defense. He's able to get into the end zone. I believe I was talking about this player right here. This one is interesting. Great pass protection, great play fake. They act like they're throwing a screen out to the receiver, but you got Armstrong going deep. And here's another one right here. Underthrown ball, which would have been a touchdown. This one's tough because this is a game changer right here. Look at that. You can't ask for anything more right there from Armstrong. Great release, stacks the DB. Ball is just underthrown. If this ball is caught in stride, it's a touchdown. These are the plays that we talk about matter in big games. I know I got a lot of heat for UAPB saying, DJ, it seems like you're always picking on them. They can't be perfect. I get that. But I said these little things that we see against UAPB are going to show up when the game is on the line. And, yes, they all add up and they all matter. Still things for him to work on. All right, let's get into some situations right here. This is what when we start getting into the mental mistake world, and it drives me crazy. You can see great job by Taylon Green recognizing pressure. So this is what Oklahoma State did in the second half. They said, all right, we can't rush three. We have to figure out a way to bring pressure. So this is what they saw earlier, that the running back struggled depending on where the blitz is coming from. Taylon actually does a great job doing this, even points it out to Jackson, who's supposed to pick up this guy right here. You can see he moves him to the side, and look at him, pointing, saying, that's your guy. Pressure is coming. It's pretty wild right here. But look at Jackson. He goes ahead and just chips through, and you can tell he's out of place because they wouldn't have two guys in that same space. Because when I first saw this, I just was yelling at the TV trying to figure out why would they let somebody run completely free. What is the right guard doing? I thought he was completely lost, but after looking at the tape, I understand exactly what was going on. All right, as we move forward, another 3rd and 14 right here. This is something that was very interesting on tape. Another blitz pickup, guy running completely free. I think Arkansas may not have an option for this in their offense. Right now, you can see that safety who's pushing up to the line of scrimmage. Now, this is supposed to be, I'm assuming, the running back's position, but they have him out in a route. So something needs to be called at the line of scrimmage to let him know, hey, most dangerous man, the left tackle needs to take that block, and then the running back needs to have the responsibility of picking up that defensive end on the edge. If that's not the case, another thing, Taylon has to understand they're bringing more than what you can block. Since that happens, that means all of your receivers are going to be one-on-one. You have to get this ball out quick. That's why they have hot routes built in when they blitz too many, and hopefully you have one guy who makes one miss, and then you continue on to the next play. But I'm not sure yet if they have that in the bag. If not, that's something they need to work on ASAP. All right, once again, another interesting one right here. You can tell right here he sees something. He moves Jackson to the left, but this one's on Taylon. Now understanding the offense right here, pressure situation, 4th quarter, we need to score. We haven't scored in a very long time at this point. A complete mental breakdown. Put yourself behind the 8 ball. All right, moving on to a 3rd and 14. Now this one blows my mind. You see the communication right here. This will mean something here in a second. I believe this was the perfect play call. So all my people who love watching football, I'm going to play this out and see if you can tell me what you think is coming. Just based off looking at the offensive line right here, yes, you're right. It's a screen. They're setting up a screen. But who's the screen to? That's the question. Let's roll back right here. It's to Jackson. But for some reason, he decides to block. I have no understanding of why he would do that. A complete breakdown in communication, a huge mental error. I think if he's there for this with those blockers in front, this is an easy first down. Then we don't settle for this 4th and 5. Now, another situation right here. Your right tackle, the only responsibility he has is that defensive end, and I just don't get it. Leaves him completely unblocked. Another mental mistake on 4th down with the game on the line. Talk about what happened and why we lost this game. You're looking at it right now. So this is another interesting one. Great by Taylon, not panicking, getting the ball out. 3rd and 10, moving the chains. Now, Coach Petrino, he's calm. He just wants to get a little bit closer for the field goal kicker. They got plenty of time. And I know a lot of people were screaming at the TV that they know what they're doing, even though they did take a long time lining up. But essentially, great play call. It's going to be an out route by Armstrong at the top. And we know how our field goal kicker has been up until this point. Coach Petrino wants to do everything he can to get him a little closer. However, look at your left tackle right here. They've been doing this all day long. The communication breakdown, I just don't get it. Now, Carmono should understand as soon as they bring that blitz, his guy's not coming to go down and block the guy inside. Standing straight up, not touching a sole, unacceptable. Look what that does. Look what that does. That puts enough pressure on Taylon to have this throw kind of be behind Armstrong. If Armstrong doesn't drop this ball, his momentum keeps him in bound. Look at the play clock. Yeah, it gets to 2 seconds, then gets to, time runs out, ball game. All based off just another mental breakdown and the pass protection. Once again, unacceptable. All right, another one right here, and I'm going to stay on Carmona because I give him all the praise when praise is due, and I think he is a good football player. But when the game is on the line, I don't care if you're tired or whatever it is, the lack of technique right here, it changes everything. It really does. Just take a look right here. The jump set, reaching for this guy right here, that is just horrible technique, and he's so much better than that. Lets this guy get through, and what would have been a potential 35-yard field goal now turns into a 42, 43, 45, whatever it is, obviously putting our kicker out of his field goal range. So when it comes to this game overall, I could sit here, honestly could tell you about an hour's worth of great stuff that I saw on tape. It is what it is. We need to focus on the things that we need to work on to make sure that we win these football games. And all those things I just pointed out was the reason that we lost. Hopefully they can see that. Good thing is it's all coachable. It's all manageable. The mental mistakes, I'm going to tell you this right now, if they don't get on board, the good thing about what we have on this team is his name is Bobby Petrino. If they don't get with it and get in that playbook, they won't be on the field. I guarantee you he will not settle for that type of performance at the end of the game when it comes to the mental lapse. Breakdown and protection and all that stuff, it will get cleaned up. I am sure about that. It's just who's going to be in that role. So for everyone who says you're just giving them an excuse and all of that, y'all know me. When have I ever been like that? I call it like I see it. What I saw was over 600 total yards of offense. When it comes to that, those games that y'all are comparing this one to last year, saying it's just the same old-ish, those games when we had Bama on the ropes, LSU on the ropes, Ole Miss on the ropes, all at home, you could tell those teams were beating themselves. And we just were we benefited off of their mistakes. And once they decided, okay, let's tighten up and lock in and get it done, we just physically couldn't keep up with those teams. That wasn't the case this year. We were the team who were just shooting ourselves in the foot time and time again. And I guarantee you, Coach Gundy and everyone at Oklahoma State was just like, man, we glad they messed up. Dang, we're glad they didn't pick up on what we had going on. And it's just the first year in this whole Petrino system. I'm telling y'all, it is on the way and it is coming, and it will be sooner than later. So this is just the same old stuff. If that's how you feel, I get it. And I know where it comes from because of what you're used to. And you can take me for what it is. I just don't believe that's the case. So, yes, no excuse to losing a 21-7 lead in the fashion that they did. Very disappointing. So many things to work on and embarrassing kind of at the end of the day. I've been seeing some comments on social media and all that stuff saying, y'all should be happy with the ability to get to overtime. You thought that they were going to get blown out. That wasn't the case. All that got thrown out the window as soon as what we saw on that football field started happening. A team that was clearly better and put themselves in a position to win and completely blow it. So forget all that. No excuse, inexcusable. I really hope the players are pissed off at themselves, and I hope the coaches are pissed off at them. And I get why the fan base, because now it's crazy. The expectation drastically changed just in one game. I got a lot to talk about with this game still. I just wanted to do a post-game breakdown and show you exactly what happened, answer a lot of questions. Our next episode of 4th and 5, so many things happen up front that I'm not even exactly sure how to explain. Grant Cook, I talked to him. He already has his plays picked out. He's going to break it down and tell you the essential things that need to change to make sure this team heads in the right direction. I think I understand football pretty well, but the mind of an offensive lineman and up front, only people I think that have been in the coaching room or on the field, one of the two, and they are immersed in it, they can explain it better than anyone. So I'm very excited to see what Grant has to say about that. But 4th and 5, it's going to be a good one this week. I promise you, still much more to talk about with this game. Y'all stay tuned for the next episode. That'll be Thursday. And always, it's all presented by Ortho Arkansas. Appreciate them. Y'all have a good one.